Good morning. It's time now for the Community Profile on WLON, WOHS, and WCSL, and KTCBroadcasting.com, where you can listen and watch on the studio camera our Community Profile program today. This is Milton Baker, along with Sandy Alexander, the co-host and executive producer for the show. Good morning, Miss Sandy.
Good morning, Mr. Milton.
Doing okay today?
I am, sir.
It's a good Monday, beautiful day.
It is pretty.
It is the 19th of January,
I'm telling you.
2015.
It's flying, isn't it?
It is indeed. Well, we're glad to have a special guest in the studio with us today. If you would please introduce to us.
It'll be my pleasure. We're pleased to have with us today Omar Porter. I just told him he wears many hats in what he does. But he's a 1997 graduate of Crest High School, and he was fortunate enough to play in both championship games, but in 94 and 96. And this year he coached for the winning team for 2014.
Okay.
So we're proud of him for that. He's the father of three. And I'm not going to say everything. I'm going to let him talk. But it's been, I knew him when he was in high school, and he was a good person then, and he's a good person now. So, welcome, Omar.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Great to have you with us. Tell us. Let's go back a little bit to high school days. You knew this. You knew this
yes,
lady
sir.
here?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. She was always a nice lady, and when she reached out to me, that's why I had no problem or just coming to help, and whatever she needed, I just thought I would help. When she called me to come, and I knew I would come.
Okay, well, it's great to have you
Thank
now.
you, Omar.
So you went to Crest High School, and
Yes,
you were
sir.
on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
What position were you?
I played a cornerback. Well, I started out at safety, strong safety. Then eventually, my senior year, I ended up moving to cornerback, and that's what I played in college as well.
And y'all won the state championships in your
Yes,
junior
sir.
and senior?
Mm-hmm. My sophomore year and my
Sophomore.
senior year, 94, we won our first state championship, and then we won another one in 96. 94, I got moved up from JV to varsity and learned from those guys, and it stemmed over to when we won in 96. So.
Yeah. You ever heard of two guys named Andy Foster and Dan Greer?
Oh, gosh, yes. the legends.
The legends. The legends.
The boys.
The boy, Andy,
There you go.
yes.
They've done a few games for Crest over the years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sandy?
Well, we, I was telling you wear many hats. What does Becky Rieger mean to you?
Oh, man. Miss Rieger was my high school drama teacher. And eventually, I did do some acting and commercials and things for a long time. She was a person that, coming out of high school, being from Shelby, being from the Lido area where I grew up, I didn't think you could be an actor coming out of Shelby, And she pulled me to the side my senior year, and she told me, she said, you need to pursue a career in acting. At the time, I'm just gung-ho football. I'm not thinking about any of that. And then eventually, I ended up, getting an agent at some point and, just done some commercials and some movies over the years. So Miss Rieger, to this day, I always talk about her when anybody asks me about my acting and stuff like that. But she was the person that pushed me, to continue to do that. And she was a mentor to me as well, a mentee, So I was her mentee. So I love that lady right there.
Well, I tell you, it worked.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Rieger, you'd have to know her. I'm proud to call her my friend.
Oh, yeah.
And, But Omar, I heard that he was in Tyler Perry's movie, one of them. Medea Goes to Jail. And I watched that whole movie, and I was looking for you.
You caught me
And
at
I
the
found
end.
you finally. But, I just, I think it's wonderful that you pursued what you wanted to do. And now you're in the commercials. You've done them for ESPN, Gatorade. What else did you tell me?
Actually, I did a commercial in Charlotte for Southwest Alabama Medical Center, Palmetto Pride anti-littering campaign in South Carolina. Like I said, Gatorade, the Bobcats when they first came to Charlotte. So it's been a lot of the Weather Channel. So it's been a lot of different, commercials I've done like probably 30 to 40 commercials over some years. So.
And now, who were the NASCAR drivers you just did for?
I did one. I met Jeff Gordon for a Pizza Hut. Excuse me, a Pizza Hut commercial, and then Casey Kane and Juan Pablo Montoya some years back. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. So I'll be having to look for those too.
Yeah,
All right. There you go.
But
There you go.
well, that's just
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of folks work a long time to try to get into the acting business,
Yeah.
and commercials are usually the first thing that comes along.
Right.
And like I say, you've been in a movie, and I hope there's more to come for you.
Yeah, I'm doing those things, and also just whenever I do that, and I do music a lot too. I just come back to our area and just let kids know that your whatever you dream, you can do it. Like I said, I never thought a little kid out of Light Oak could do those things and meet some of the people that I've met. But just throughout these years, whatever I do, I just come back to tell them, like, if it's going to college, or if it's a dance career, or whatever it is, just man, you can do it. Because sometimes in small towns, people tell you can't make it out of little areas like this, and and I've done things, but I've always come back and stayed here and doing those things. Like some of the kids at the time when I was doing a lot of more acting, the kids were like, "Well, Mr. Porter, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "This is home to me," And I'll go away and then come back and share the stories with them, so they know they can make it out too.
Yeah.
Well, that's such an inspiration, and I told you before, going and doing what the acting or the commercials or whatever you do, then you come back and you share it with some of these kids that some of them don't see a way out, but you show them that hard work and perseverance, and they can do it too.
Yeah, I like I said, I coach a lot and mentor a lot of athletes and just kids in general. But sometimes when these kids say they want to go to college and play sports, you ought to see some of their faces when they go to a college campus for the first time. Because you can say I want to go to college, or I want to play football, or do this and that, but until they really see it, they don't think it's a reality. And so I've had the pleasure, me and some of the other coaches and guys in the area, when we take a kid to a college tour or college campus, and you can see their eyes light up, and it's nothing like them seeing that, and it's obtainable at that time. So I just love it.
Well, you're talking about your music. Percussionist that's a small word, because man, you can tear up the drums.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm gonna tell you, I've always been a piano woman myself, so don't hand me no drumsticks. I would be very embarrassed. But did you play in the band in high school, or you didn't?
I didn't. After football games, though, especially my senior year, after football games, when we were winning, and close to the end of the game, I would go over there to the drum section and kind of mess with them a little bit. But I was self-taught. It's just something that came to now. My mom actually played drums growing up. I never saw her play, but people used to tell me all the time, like, "Your mom was a great drummer. She's a great drummer." So I think I kind of just inherited that and went another route. I went the conga and the percussion route because at the time there was so many drummers in Shelby that were great drummers: Carlos McSwain, Brian Howes, Vincent McClooney, all these different guys. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna let them have that, and I'm gonna do something else. So and it's just kind of been going well with that. So.
Wow.
Well, and now you went after high school. You went to Gardner Webb.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about.
I played at Gardner Webb. I actually played there for 2 years. It was a great experience. Played under Coach Patton. Met some great friends there. One of the reasons why he said he recruited me to come over there was because of the winning tradition at Crest. He was like, "Man, you guys are winners, and we need winners on our team." So that's one of the reasons why I went over there. And plus, I had my daughters at an early age, and so I wanted to kind of stay close to them too. So that's why I stayed at Gardner Webb and played over there for 2 years, and it was great. And eventually, I went back and finished and got my degree in human services in 2010. So yeah.
And now you mentioned your daughters. They're how old now?
I have a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, and a 3-week-old.
A 3-week-old. Yeah.
Kiara Dawkins, Omaria Clardy, and Winter Simone Porter is the new one. And, I'm married to my wife, Tasha Porter. So
yeah, that's wonderful.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
We watched it play by play.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
I was posting that.
Yeah, Omar was posting.
Yeah. Can mention this on Facebook. What did I hear you say, Sandy? How many friends?
4,000, over 4,000 friends. That'd blow my mind just saying it.
Yeah.
But I don't doubt it. You don't know many people when you say Omar Porter. They know him. They've heard of him. And, what you see is what you get. He's a good fella. And I believe if the young people today can be, you be their mentor, absolutely, and it would be a good thing.
Yeah, and like I said, I had somebody, people mentor me. My church family growing up, the Walls-Moore church family in Light Oak, just the people in the Light Oak community. Some of my aunts and uncles. I had because at an early age, my parents didn't raise me. My grandparents did. And eventually, we got back closer later. But you know, just so many people latched on to me and my brothers and stuff like that because they know we needed, you know, help or outside influence. And so now I just try to, you know, get that same thing back, you know, because like I said, somebody helped me. Teachers, coaches, you know, you're talking about Coach Bryson, you know, Mike Stewart, those guys were like father figures to me and a lot of other people in our community. So I just, you know, and not just me, but it's a lot of guys in our area that try to do the same thing. So.
Now, I heard also you talked about Crest. I heard also mention of East Lincoln.
Yes, sir.
What do you do at East Lincoln?
I'm actually the graduation coach for communities and schools at East Lincoln, and so I, you know, like being out there with those kids. It's a little different for me, a little drive out that way, you know. But I'm getting to know the staff really well. I mean, this is my second year being there, and the kids, and love the kids out there, man. It's a great place, So.
What does that entail, Omar, the graduation
Well,
coach?
communities and schools is the #1 dropout prevention program in the country. And I work for, like I said, we have a community and schools here in Shelby and Cleveland County. We also have it in Lincoln County. That's where I'm employed through. And what I do is kind of work with your at-risk kids. You know, some of your kids that are at risk of not graduating and, you know, getting off track a little. But also just getting some that are doing well and just trying to motivate them to continue doing well. So, you know, sometimes I can be, you know, labeled at the school as, oh, that's the man that's going to work with the bad kids. But, you know, I try to, you know, change that stigma. You know, it's not just them, but, you know, also, you know, give some motivation to some kids that, you know, need just a little extra outside influence. So.
Well, that's good. And this is your second year with
It's my
them?
second year working in this position. But before I took this position, I was the community outreach coordinator for Cleveland and Lincoln County. You know, so I did a lot of mentoring with that and the game prevention, partnered up with communities and schools in Lincoln County, Cleveland County, and the Shelby Police Department.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
It sounds like the kind of job. It's a commitment. It's a passion you have.
Oh, yeah.
To work with these.
Yes, sir.
folks.
It's a passion. You know, like I said, somebody helped me, so I just try to help as many as I can. You know, and I think when I first got into it, being young, you know, I wanted to save the world. You know, like because when I first started. At 25, I was working at Shelby High School as a behavior intervention specialist, and so you know I just want to help everybody. Oh, you know, then and then if you have one slip through the cracks or something happen, I really take it personal. You know, but I had a teacher tell me at one point, it's like, Omar, you know, I know you're passionate. He said, but you're not gonna be able to get them all. You can try to get them all, but some may not get it. And so I listened to that, and like I said, I do try to get them all though, but. You know, if some get away from me, then I just try to influence them how I can, and maybe to, you know, get in their mind and to come back later on down the road. So, but yeah, but at first, oh gosh, I was so gung ho and wanted to save the world, and if I didn't, then I was so down, you know. So, but I love it though; it's a passion.
Yeah.
Well, if you save one, that's remarkable.
Right. And that's the thing, you know. Like I learned a lot from my grandfather, and he used to say stuff like that. You know, you just like you just said, you save one of them, then that's mission accomplished.
That's right. Well, the acting, well, of course, I was joking when you first came in and asked you if you knew Roger Staubach. That's a running joke around here.
Sandy and Roger Staubach.
So I told Omar that story, so he laughed too. But you know, the doors have been open for you, Omar. That like I said, you've got the opportunity to mentor your music. You just played for John P. Key, a gospel singer.
Yes, ma'am.
Played the drums on a recording, and have you done that for any more? Went in the studio and played?
Yes, ma'am, but not to that magnitude on some things. You know, like I said, I played the percussions on a song for John P. Key's new upcoming album that he has coming out. And but I play for a lot of people. I play music in Charlotte every Monday at a place called To Exalt the Experience in Charlotte, 1900 Queen City Drive in Charlotte, every Monday night at 7 o'clock with some great musicians, great ministry out there. You know, so if people ever free, you know, shoot on out there. But great musicians that I've encountered with playing music, and just great people, you know, that, you know, kind of kindred spirits, you know, collide and come together and just, you know, make some kingdom music, as I call it. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Well, each night you have the, I'd say the pleasure of, even though you've got two older daughters, of Miss Winter entering the world.
Yes,
and,
ma'am.
You get much sleep?
Well, you know, me and my wife, you know, we worked it out a little bit. So I get a little bit, you know, when I know I got to go to work and stuff. So, but she you know, she's the trooper right now. She, you know, she's first time mom, so she wants to do a lot of hands-on stuff. So, you know, I kind of, you know, sit back a little bit and stay in my place. If not, she'll try to put me in it, you know. So,
Okay.
Well, it's been an honor having you with us, and
glad to be here.
you just keep on doing what you're doing with the communities and schools, raising your children. I tell you right now, that's a full-time job in
Yes,
itself.
ma'am. I got some great girls, though. That's one thing I can say. I got some great girls there, and their mothers, and the other side of the family, and you know, their communities that they stay in as well. You know, working with them. But I got some good girls. So my you know, my youngest daughter got some influence right in the house that she'll be able to see and, you know, take heed from them. So yeah.
Well, besides playing tonight, what's your plans for?
Well,
today?
I'm actually going to go over to the Martin Luther King March in Cleveland County, and you're going to march and then go to the the program at Malcolm Brown. And actually, my middle daughter, she's dancing there, so I'm gonna go watch that. Hang out with them for a little bit, and go back to Gastonia. You know, I'm going to play some music in Charlotte.
Okay.
So you live in Gastonia?
Yes,
now?
ma'am. Mhm.
Okay. Milton?
Well, I tell you, it's really a pleasure to meet you.
Same
and,
here. Same here.
Find out about everything you got going on. Wow. I tell you
I'm
what,
telling you
yeah,
what.
a very,
I get
very
dizzy
active
thinking
person.
about it.
Yeah. And you've kept yourself in shape after football because you have to keep going the way
I
you
have,
do.
but I kind of slacked up a little bit here lately.
Well,
so
it's the
I
holidays. I
feel it
mean.
on a little bit, so I got to get back at it, though.
Yeah, you look
He
like
still looks like he could throw a football.
Oh, yeah, he can certainly play. Yeah, but like I say, you gotta stay in shape to keep up with yourself out there.
You do.
All you got going on.
Because my body, sometimes my body it'll break down and just tell me to sit down.
Yeah.
Because I go so much sometimes, and it's like, okay, it's time to sit down now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, certainly nice to have you with us. We appreciate it so
Thank you,
much. And
thank you.
Tell your friends and neighbors they can check out the video of today's interview on YouTube later.
Okay.
On. We'll have it posted on KTC broadcast, YouTube/KTC broadcast.
Yes, sir. Definitely will.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Sandy? Go
Omar,
ahead.
we appreciate so much you coming. And
Thank you.
I
Thank you
knew
for
when I
having
called you what the answer would be, unless you had something
Yes, ma'am. Like I said,
really big coming up.
good
that
lady.
I could count on.
I was going to try to get here for you.
Well, thank you, honey. I appreciate it so much. And,
Yes, ma'am.
Continued success in everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Tell us about tomorrow's show.
Well, tomorrow is pending. I've got two
Okay.
people balanced out here.
Uh-huh.
And on Wednesday, Omar, won't you listen to this? Milton and I got a fax from a little boy from
Okay.
Bowling Springs Elementary.
Okay.
And they're saving pennies.
Mm.
He's got a classmate that's got leukemia. And so they have saved 600,000 pennies so far.
Mm-hmm.
They need 400,000 more to make $1 million.
Mm.
So this little boy's going to be with us Wednesday.
Well, good.
And his teacher and his mother.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the pennies they've collected and why. And, you know, I think this is a great lesson. I told Milton this will go with this little boy forever.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Of being able to give and how to give. So we're looking forward to talking to him on Wednesday.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in today, and we will be back with you again next time on the Community Profile here on WLON, WOHS, WCSL, and worldwide at ktcbroadcasting.com. See you next time.